Earthly-mindedness discovered in 9 particulars. The first is this: when a man looks upon earthly things as the greatest things of all, when he has a high esteem of earthly things as the things. As if it were thus: oh, if I had such and such things as others have, oh how happy I would be. How happy are such and such men that do enjoy such earthly things at their will, in their dwellings, their furniture, their comings in. Oh, these are the excellent things, these are the delightful things. These are the things in which felicity and happiness consist. When men promise themselves felicity in any earthly things, they mind earthly things. I remember golden-mouthed Chrysostom had a speech about a covetous man who looked upon his money and saw more beauty in his money than in the very sun that shines in the firmament. Men look upon the things of the earth as the most beautiful things in their eyes. Certainly a man is in a distemper when he puts such a high esteem upon any earthly things. This esteem is not according to what God and his saints put upon earthly things. God never puts any great eminency on any earthly thing. He never made any earthly things to be any great conduit or means of conveyance of any great good from himself unto his creature. If you would know where your heart is, you may know it by this one sign as much as any. What do you count your excellency according to what any man or woman counts their excellency to consist in, so is their heart. Their hearts are suitable. In Genesis 27 verses 28 to 39, you find Isaac blessing Jacob and Esau. But I would have you observe the difference in the placement of them. Observe the blessing of Jacob in verse 28. There God gives the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine as Jacob's blessing. Now look at Esau's blessing, for the blessing was suitable to their disposition. Jacob's father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Mark it, Isaac blesses them both with the dew of heaven and fatness of the earth. But in Jacob's blessing the dew of heaven is first and the fatness of the earth is second, while in Esau's blessing, the fatness of the earth is first and then the dew of heaven. Note this, that a godly man stands in need of earthly things. As Christ said, your Father knows you stand in need of these things. But the great thing in the first place that a godly heart minds is the dew of heaven, and then secondly the blessing of the earth. Now a carnal heart thinks that it has some need of the things of heaven, it will acknowledge that. But it's the fatness of the earth they desire and then the dew of heaven. So that's the first thing. Earthly-minded men look upon these things as the high and chief things, and hence it is that the choice thoughts of an earthly-minded man are carried out on worldly objects. Secondly, when the creamy, choice thoughts of men and women are busied about earthly things, they mind earthly things in a sinful manner. You may know what kind of hearts you have by your thoughts about anything. The thoughts are the immediate ebullitions or risings up of the heart, that is, the bubbles that come from the heart immediately. A man cannot know what is in his heart as much by words and actions as by the thoughts, because the thoughts immediately spring from the heart. For example, I can tell what the water is in such a fountain better from that which bubbles up immediately from the fountainhead than I can tell by the water that runs in the stream a mile or two off that never came from the fountainhead. That which immediately bubbles from the fountainhead reveals the nature of the fountain. The thoughts are, as it were, the firstborn of the heart and, therefore, the heart may be known by the thoughts. The Holy Ghost said in Proverbs 23 verse 7, As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That which is here spoken in particular may be applied in general. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. As his thoughts are, so is he. The heart is as the thoughts of the mind are. Men may keep words in and actions out by respects. If you could know what the heart is and look into the haunts of it in secret, that would reveal to you what you are. Many of your servants, when in your presence or before others, may, out of respect, carry themselves fairly. But if you would find them out, labor to know what they do when they are alone in their private haunts. So, would you know your own hearts? Do not look so much at them and take a scantling of them by how you behave yourselves in words and actions before others, but what they are in your private chambers, what they are in the inward thoughts of the mind, there the heart comes to be discovered most. By these thoughts I do not mean every kind of injection or suggestion, for sometimes the devil may cast evil thoughts into the most holy. But I mean such thoughts as are sweet to the soul, whereby the soul comes to suck out sweetness and contentment, for that's minding earthly things when you find the strength of your thoughts to be upon the things of the earth, and they are more suitable to your hearts than any other. It is not when through weakness the mind may be wandering this way or that way, or through suggestions or temptations, but men or women are most themselves when alone and free. Can you say when you are alone, "Oh, the very thoughts of God are sweet to me, I meditate in his law day and night"? Can you suck out sweetness there as from a honeycomb? But an unclean wretch will suck sweetness out of his unclean thoughts when he is alone. The earthly-minded man will suck sweetness out of his earthly thoughts, and the ambitious man the sweetness of his pride when he is alone, and these are the most contentful thoughts to him. He can run 2 or 3 hours and take delight and pleasure in them, that's earthly-mindedness. The third thing is this: an earthly-minded man is one whose heart cleaves to the earth. As I told you, the word was not only to mind, but to savor the things of the earth. His heart cleaves to the earth. The psalmist, in a far different case, said that his soul cleaved to the dust, but that's true of many men in this case. Their very souls cleave to the dust, their spirits are mixed with the earth, and therefore they are dross. It may be they have some good common gifts, some good natural parts, and some workings of the Holy Ghost upon them, yet their spirits are drossy, because they are mixed with the earth. Talk to these men of the vanity of the things of the earth. They will give you a hearing, but when you have done all, their souls cleave to the earth. And talk to them of the excellency of heavenly things. They will hear you, but when you have done all, their souls still cleave to the earth, as a man whose soul cleaves in love to a woman, as it is said of Samson, his soul did cleave to Delilah. Say what you will against that woman, or of the excellency of any other woman, yet his soul cleaves to that woman.